Let me ask you something. Have you ever bought a brand new car only to find out later it was actually used? Not driven, not damaged, just used on paper. Because that's exactly what's happening in China right now. And it's not just a dirty trick, it is a nationwide scam that could blow up the entire Chinese electric vehicle industry. And at the center of it, BYD, the so called Tesla of China. This isn't just an industry issue, it is a warning of what happens when fake prosperity meets financial gravity. Let's break it down. I knew something was off when I first saw photos of brand new Chinese EVs all over the Chinese social media. Families showing off their shiny new rides, influencers promoting BYD's sleek new lineup. Something didn't sit right. Too many new car smiles. Too much government subsidy hype. Too much made in China miracle talk. And today, the curtain finally ripped open. China's Ministry of Commerce held an emergency closed-door meeting with top car makers like BYD, Great Wall Models, etc. The topic: Zero-Kilometer used cars. Sounds harmless, but it's the smoking gun of a much bigger lie. Because this little phrase reveals the most disturbing financial mirage happening inside China's auto industry. Cars that were never driven, never even left the lot, are being labeled as used just to manipulate sales figures, extract subsidies, and get more bank loans. This isn't just shady accounting. This is structural fraud that threatens the entire Chinese EV sector. And we're only scratching the surface. Fake sales, phantom growth, subsidy gains. Here's how the scam works. Chinese EV makers, BYD, Great Wall, Geely, and others, have been pre-registering new cars, labeling them as sold. But they're not actually sold to consumers. They're still sitting in the lots, gathering dust, unsold. After 300 days or more, they get quietly pushed out into the market, rebranded as zero-kilometer used cars. This tactic achieves four things. It inflates sales numbers to make the company look like it's growing. It unlocks government subsidies based on those fake sales. It keeps stock prices from crashing. And it helps them to secure bank loans using fake revenue as collateral. But the cost? Massive. Because once those sold cars re-enter the market as used, their resale value tanks. Warranty claims are refused. Insurance coverage gets tricky. And ordinary people who think they are buying new get stuck holding the bag. Let's zoom in on BYD, China's EV golden child. The company praised as the next Tesla, the crown jewel of Beijing's green ambitions. But BYD is now in panic mode. In May 2025, they slashed prices on 22 models, some by more than 30%. But here's a catch. You can only get that price if you trade in your old car, even if your car is in perfect shape. This isn't a discount. It is a desperate liquidation strategy. And the markets instantly took notice. The next day, BYD share price fell 8.6%. Geely dropped 9.5%. Xiaopeng, Leap motor, everyone got jacked down. Billions in value disappeared overnight. And that was just the beginning. What followed was price wars and profit carnage. According to the China Automobile Dealers Association, in just the first 8 months of 2023, the industry lost 138 billion yuan from price wars. By 2024, average profit per vehicle was just 2,000 yuan. Brands like Xiaopeng, they lose more than 10,000 yuan per car. Profit margins across the entire EV supply chain has fallen below 3%. That's really thin margin. And the average selling price of Chinese EVs dropped from 220,000 yuan to 140,000 yuan in just 1 year. This isn't competition, this is self-destruction. This trick of registering unsold cars as sold and then reselling them later as used isn't just happening at a few shady dealerships. Great Wall Motors' own chairman, Wei Jianjun, admitted that 3,000 to 4,000 sales channels are involved in this scam, and he called it legal fraud. So why do they do it? Because a registered car equals a sold car equals subsidy money plus loan eligibility. It helps meet quarterly growth targets. It fakes momentum on financial reports. But the result is a glut of vehicles no one actually wants. Fake demand signals to the government, and a financial pyramid scheme that looks exactly like Evergrande. Now, let's talk about the suffocating supply chain. Behind every shiny EV launch is a fragile network of suppliers and dealers suffocating under pressure. The average accounts payable period for Chinese carmakers has stretched to 182 days, double the global average. Suppliers are forced to accept about 20% price cuts annually just to stay in business. Hundreds of small and mid-sized parts manufacturers have shut down completely. BYD dealers are holding 2.5 months of unsold stock, well past the 1.5 months red flag zone. And many dealers barely make 3,000 yuan per car sold. If anything, it's no longer that by 2024. Over 400 dealerships have shut down, with BYD leading a wave of closures. The system is collapsing from the bottom up. Okay, so what about exports? Can BYD just escape the domestic crisis by selling abroad? Not anymore. In April 2025, the EU imposed punitive tariffs up to 35% on Chinese EVs, citing unfair subsidies. The US banned all Chinese affiliated EV and battery firms under the Inflation Reduction Act. Emerging markets like India and Indonesia are erecting protectionist barriers. BYD's global expansion dream is getting slammed shut, and without overseas revenue to offset domestic losses, there's nowhere left to run. Now let's talk numbers. In Q1 2025, BYD's accounts receivable hit 112 billion yuan, up 19.3% quarter to quarter. Their debt ratio surged to 68%, a 5-year high. This is a classic high leverage risk. Dealers haven't paid up, sales are slowing, costs are rising, credit is tightening. If subsidies stop or one bad quarter hits, collapse comes fast. It's the Evergrande playbook rewritten in EVs. Let's not kid ourselves, we have seen this movie before. Evergrande used to falsify pre-sales data, take on massive debt, rely on subsidies and government protection, and keep expanding without real cash flow. Sound familiar? That's what the Chinese EV sector is doing right now. BYD, Geely, Xpeng, Leapmotor, it's all built on debt, subsidies, and illusions and fake demand. The only question left is, when does the collapse begin? When the bubble bursts, the damage won't be just confined to corporate balance sheets. It will hit real consumers. Consumers unknowingly buying new cars that are legally used and then denied insurance or warranty coverage, right? Young families trapped in car loans for vehicles with plunging resale values, dealerships going bankrupt by the thousands, suppliers left unpaid, and taxpayers forced to swallow 85 billion yuan in wasted subsidies. The emotional and economic toll will be massive. This is no longer about innovation, it's about survival. And it isn't just about BYD, it's about China's future. At its core, this crisis reveals the moral rot in China's manufacturing strategy. Short-term numbers over long-term value. Government subsidies papering over weak fundamentals. Fraud masked as innovation. Global trust evaporating. When a car industry is built not on innovation, but on debt, deception, and state manipulation, collapse is inevitable. And when it does collapse, it won't just tarnish BYD. It will stain the entire Made in China brand. The crash has already begun. The signs are everywhere. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a warning. China's next great collapse won't be in real estate. It will be in EVs. And the fuse is already lit. Are you ready for what's coming? If you're interested in learning more about the dirty secrets behind Made in China, make sure you check out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.